Hey everyone, Ryan here at MandRproductions with a review of something I desperately want to see more out of from the 18+ LEGO Star Wars lineup, and this is the Darth Vader Meditation Chamber. I really want more sets in this vein. Scenes from the movies done in a beautiful way for display. Obviously this has a bit of functionality to it, but really this is a display set for adults. Anyway, you can see the name Darth Vader Meditation Chamber with the correct Imperial logo on the top right. There's a very nice blue hue emanating out from behind the Meditation Chamber build there. Of course, got the LEGO Star Wars logos. It was given set number 75296, and that's a bit of an odd set number just because of where it lies within the lineup that basically fits in the January lineup. However, this is a summer 2021 set, just a bit of an odd set number choice, but we never really get an explanation as to why things like that happen. We have 663 pieces with 2 minifigs in this set. We'll talk a little bit more about them here soon. And in the US, this set retails for $70. So we'll definitely talk about whether or not it's worth that price. I've seen a lot of people talking about it not being worth that price, so we'll definitely get into that. Top of the box shows off the printed arm Darth Vader, which is going to be a big draw for a lot of people in this one. We have some side box art, always gotta love that. And then on the back of the box, it shows the actual scenes from the movie that are being recreated here. Obviously, the sticker does a great job of that. We'll get into that. And then it's got the dimensions of the build in case you just need to know how big it is. It's about 7 inches tall, and it's going to be about 7.5 inches squared for the base. The rest of the build is shown off at a different angle on the back, but let's open this beast. Here's all your numbered bags. It goes up to 4 in this particular set. The sticker sheet and the instruction manual, of course, in that beautiful black. And then inside, we actually have a little excerpt about the scene itself. You can pause to read if you'd like, but let's take a look at the minifigs. The Darth Vader included in the set is about the best Darth Vader money can buy. Well, excluding the Chrome Vader, of course. This one does have arm printing, which we saw come up in the summer of 2020 in the exclusive dual arm Bespin set at $40, which there were only 5 or 10,000 of made, and the more wide release Death Star Final Duel set at $100. So this is the cheapest wide release set that has Darth Vader with an arm print. I'll move his cape just a little so you can get a better look at that arm print. It's going to be the same on both sides, and it looks absolutely stunning. I hope that they can keep this on Darth Vader going forward. It was surprisingly omitted from the $70 Imperial Shuttle earlier this year. The cape is a harder material, so it's not a soft cape. Unfortunately, I really like those soft capes, but it is just a harder cape material. There's also a bit of a back print underneath this cape. You can see it's pretty simple, but it gets the job done. Of course, still using the newer helmet mold from 2016, and underneath that helmet mold, we'll have a Darth Vader head. It's a 2-piece mold, so you have the piece that goes underneath the head, and then of course you have the helmet part that goes above that. I think in general it does look good, but some people definitely prefer the older version. It's just going to come down to personal preference for a lot of people. We've had General Veers minifigures before, but all of them have been versions from him piloting the AT-AT. We've never gotten him in this kind of Imperial officer outfit, and this does look really good. I just have one problem with it. Every Imperial officer does have black boots, and General Veers here does not get the dual molded black legs. In a $70 premium adult set, I would expect that. The rest of the figure is good and accurate. The torso has the proper rank and everything. I double checked that. And then he's got a very nice face print, something new from LEGO Star Wars there, and then his Imperial hat. So overall, a really good figure, just really would have benefited from dual molded legs. And here we are with the build of the thing. I think that this set has gotten a lot of flack from the early commenters, just basing it off what I've seen in my videos. And I think a lot of people think this thing is small, and I want to dispel that rumor right now. The slave one is $50 and the Marauder there is $40, but you can see that the $70 Darth Vader Meditation Chamber is much larger than those. So if we're going in line with what LEGO is charging for other things, the $70 for this seems pretty reasonable given its size. We can see they have the display plaque there that says LEGO Star Wars and Darth Vader Meditation Chamber on there as well, and that is going to line up well with your helmet sets and probably future other 18+ sets that are going to have display plaques like this. The rest of the base is really nice looking. It's solid black interspiced with some very nice metallic grill pieces that really break up the monotony of the black build otherwise. I definitely think those help a lot to give this base a little bit of life, and without them it would just be plain black. I don't think it would look very good. The back of the base also has a small clip, which I kind of wish was done in black, but I think the reason they probably did it in light gray was just so that it stood out a little bit more. But you can take Darth Vader's lightsaber and clip it in there. It fits back there. It's a nice hidden spot to store it, although I do find it odd that General Veers comes with a weapon and there's nowhere to hide his weapon when he's going to be standing on the platform. The bottom of the build is rather colorful compared to the rest, obviously. It just helps make it a little bit easier to during the building process, which is very fun, by the way. It's a very enjoyable and engaging build with some very fun techniques for as basic as a lot of the pieces end up being. Now we have to talk about the rest of the top side of the build. It has a beautiful kind of stepping design as it rises up above the platform here. It's also very circular, which ends up looking absolutely beautiful. Maybe the one downside to the way it's built, with the flashlight on, you can see a little bit of that blue in there, maybe a little bit of orange there as well. So a little bit of a problem with some colors seeping through sometimes, but otherwise it really does a good job of maintaining the sleek all black look to the platform and the area surrounding the meditation chamber. The inside of the meditation chamber is a genuinely beautiful area as well. We have Darth Vader's seat, which can rotate 360 degrees. You can see that very well. I'll show it again when we put him in there, but you can see some of the details around the bottom of the seat. You have a control panel area around that is all white, and that looks beautiful as well here. It's done with stickers, so you definitely have to take your time placing those stickers, but if done properly, it does look very good. The rest of the interior of the meditation chamber is that all white insane asylum look to me. I'm not a fan of all white interiors on things, but nonetheless, that's what Vader went for, so we're going to let him have it. You can see the top of the meditation chamber has this tool here, which would be used to remove Darth Vader's helmet. Obviously, in this Lego set, it's not actually going to be able to do that. You can see a touch of color with some translucent red studs on the inside of the meditation chamber. You'll see those on all four sides of the inside there, and then on top, there's going to be more of that translucent red done like this. Looks absolutely beautiful, and I think the trans red is a really nice accenting color to the build. Placing Vader inside the meditation chamber should be relatively easy. They left enough space for his cape to drop down and around him, and he can sit just like so on his seat. There's plenty of space for him, and he looks very good in there. And like I said, he can spin 360 degrees, and you can also take his helmet off, and unfortunately, there's nothing for it to like attach to at the top of the build so that it can like be dropped down onto him. On top of that, it wouldn't be particularly easy to use a function like that given the limited space for your hands to fit in. So I understand why that's not there, but you can definitely recreate the scene very faithfully with this. You'll just be missing the ability to actually drop the helmet down onto him before he talks to General Veers. Or later in episode 5, I think he ends up talking to Admiral Piet in here. But speaking of Admiral Piet, let's take a look at that sticker back there before we get to the big function of this build. The sticker is placed on a window panel like so, which is the same as this trans blue one, except it's in black. You do want to take your time placing that sticker so it's perfectly centered. You don't want to mess that one up. And then, of course, it's covered with this translucent blue panel to make it look like the blue color of the screen in the actual show. And I think this technique works incredibly well. So you can see Admiral Ozzel on the left here sweating bullets, because Vader is, of course, very disappointed with his attempt at an assault on Hoth and has alerted the rebels to their presence. So he is about to get choked out. Meanwhile, in the background, we have Captain Piet, who is about to receive a promotion to Admiral Piet, but of course at the time of this particular image he is still technically captain, and as such I believe properly represented on the torso print of the figure in the image there. So that's very well done, nice detail. I think that this screen is one of the best little details I've seen from a Lego Star Wars sticker, and I think it looks awesome, especially when you have Darth Vader turned around talking to them from within his chamber. Now, like I said earlier, you can take General Veers. There's a little stud here for him to stand on, and he can talk to Darth Vader, so you can have the display something like this. So to drop down this top part, all you have to do is lift this up and slightly back and just literally drop it down and guide it into place. And you do have to guide it into place because it's a little bit loose on there. It can shake around a lot and get all out of place, and you don't want that. Like, that doesn't look good. So that's a slight issue with this set, is just how all over the place this top part can be. But of course, any normal user using this shouldn't have any problems, really. You literally just lift it up and guide it into place. And you can see the way this little ball kind of gets pushed into the Technic hole here. It creates enough friction to stop this thing from falling. You can see if I push it down, it'll fall down too. But really, it's super easy to move. There's a few different ways I'm sure you could coerce it into moving up and down. My favorite way is just to lift this thing and drop it into place, because it makes it a little bit easier to guide it into place, because it is otherwise super wobbly if you're not careful with it. But you can also stop it at any of these points along the way. There's 4 different points at which you can actually stop the thing. So you can have it kind of in the middle of its transition. So if you're into that, you can definitely have it displayed like that. This isn't my personal favorite, but it is an option for those displaying. And then the final option, of course, for your display is to have it completely closed. I think that this is the worst way to display it because I think it kind of gets rid of what makes this look so good, and that is that dash of white that shows through when you have it all opened up. I just generally think that this looks the best. Plus, you can still see the sticker, of course, with Darth Vader talking to them. So I think that displaying it like this is going to be the way to go. But of course, if you own one, you can do what you want with it. I love this set now that I have it in hand. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I really don't know what fan of Empire Strikes Back wouldn't buy this and love it. There aren't any real flaws with this set. It's a perfect display piece that perfectly represents the scene it's supposed to represent down to the finest details, other than maybe the dual molding on General Veers' legs. Could have used that, but everything else is just spectacular on this one, and I think it is a really great piece. It's going to stand out from a lot of the rest of your collection given how elegant it is comparatively. That being said, it's going to be a dust magnet. Black tiles don't do well over time with dust, and especially, pro tip, if you're going to dust these, use like microfiber. Be very careful. You don't want to end up scratching these because this will age very, very poorly if you do. I would also really suggest getting a case for this. That's where I'm really going with this. But otherwise, it's a spectacular set, and of course, you get the arm prints on the Vader, so I love this thing. For 70 bucks, I think it's worth the price. There definitely will be a market of people that don't want to pay that much. You can always wait for a sale. But let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more future LEGO videos. And you can check out other LEGO Star Wars Summer 2021 set reviews on the end screen now.